Hi everyone, welcome again to another video. My name is Regine. I am doing my first video actually today. Before I've done lives, a couple of lives, so check those out. And I have a couple of shorts as well. Actually, I have more than a couple of shorts. So those are very informative as well. So you can check that out to find out more of the information I share on this channel. Um, so this channel is designed for healthcare professionals or healthcare providers who want to get into um, independent contract work. And but the tips are also beneficial to any other um, field that wants to get into independent contract work in some way or form. Today, I am sharing with you the cons of being an independent contractor in healthcare. Uh, our our last live was about the pros of independent contract work. I think I shared 4 tips, but we have to maintain well balance, and I'm here to be fully transparent based on my experiences and what I know. And if I can share the pros, I also want to share the cons so that when you go into it and ready to go, you're fully educated and know exactly what to expect. So that way you are ready to tackle anything that comes your way because you're prepared. So I have 7 tips today for the cons of being an independent contractor in healthcare. So the first one I would say is taxes, filing for your own taxes, because as an independent contractor, you will not be receiving a W-2. Um, so you will have a 1099. Uh, that's what they refer to it as. And which means that there's no one taking out taxes for you because you're not working for an employer. You are basically working for yourself, and therefore you are responsible for your taxes, when to file, knowing when to file, and knowing when to get paid. And the way to know that information is to, of course, before starting, to make sure you have an accountant, and that accountant would educate you on the expectations for your taxes, so that way you'll know when you need to file, and and how much you need to pay and what's expected to pay and all that sort. So an accountant would set you up for that. So that would be my suggestion before starting. So knowing that that's one of the expectation from you as an independent contractor in healthcare, that you would be responsible for your taxes. So that would be one professional you would need to meet up with, consult with, so that you're very well educated on what your expectations are in terms of taxes. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 would be credentialing. Credentialing meaning in health insurance. I share a lot on this channel about credentialing in Medicaid and Medicare, and I do assist with that if you are already in the process of becoming an independent contractor and you are or you want to enroll in Medicaid and Medicare and you want some guidance, support, assistance, you can reach out to me and I will help you. So, credentialing is not only through you can credential in more than Medicaid and Medicare health insurance. You can credential in all the other insurances, such as, for example, Health First, Cigna Care, Emblem, and all any each one, which one you want to enroll in, you can do that as well. Um, and it can be a con because you have to do it yourself. That's what makes these um, requirements a con, is because you have to do it yourself, or not that you have to do it yourself, but more so it's your responsibility to get those things done. You don't have an employer to automatically enroll you in credentialing or paying your taxes and stuff like that. So it's a responsibility for you. However, um, credentialing is in health insurance. That's if you choose to take health insurance. Depends on the services you are providing. If you all cash based, of course you don't have to credential in health insurance. But if you're not, and you want the insurances to be your source of um, funds that comes in or profit, then of course you have to. It's up to you to enroll yourself, and of course those take time. And then if you don't know what to do, where to go, who to go to, what company to go to, and of course that would make it really difficult and can be stressful finding these things out, and that's what makes it a con. So but if you have any questions regarding that, you can always reach out to me. Okay, so now number 3 is marketing. When we work for an employer, we don't have to worry about marketing or to get clients, to get our name out there, to share our services so everybody know where we are, who we are, what services we provide. We just show up to work, and the work that needs to be done, is there. We already know what to do. It's not our responsibility to get clients, to get contracts, any of that. But when we are independent, it becomes your or my sole responsibility to get my clients. And in order to do so, I have to have marketing strategies to get that done, and I have to know where my target audience is, and um, I have to create marketing um, marketing tools to reach my target audience so that they can become clients. So all of that takes a lot of creation on our own. We have to be um, creative, and we have to make decisions how we will what tool we'll have to create in order to do so, what marketing strategy we'll use to reach our clients, and we have to know where our clients are. all of that. So it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes time, and that can make it a con for an independent provider. Okay, that was number three. And then number four, uh, number four is unpaid documentation. As an independent provider, once you see a client, oftentimes, no, not oftentimes, always, you only get paid for direct services, right? So if you see a client, let's say you're mobile, or you provide your service inside a brick and mortar, your the payment you get usually is just for per client. I won't say, well, usually, because it all depends on your setting. So I won't say always. It's usually, like, for example, when I was providing occupational therapy services at a school, which is at a brick and mortar, it's a building, and let's say I had a full-time caseload there. I would only get paid for direct services, but that doesn't mean I didn't have documentation to complete. I did. I have daily notes. I had progress report, 3-month progress reports on each client. I had annual progress reports with goals with each client. And then sometimes I would have meetings, but that was rare, because as an independent contractor, that was rare. But there were sometimes that some had, um, we have to also attend those meetings, and they're not paid for. So that can be a big con. The paperwork can take a lot of time, especially the annual progress reports. The 3-month progress report, not so much, but if you have a caseload, you can easily take. I would easily, for the 3-month progress report, I would easily um take like a good 3-4 hours to do a full caseload, which probably be maybe 30 30 to 40 students. And it's not because the report was a lot. It was just tedious. You have to go in, and then you have to come out, and then select a child. It didn't flow. So because of that, it made it take longer. And then that's just the school. So it depends on the setting. The requirements are different, but nonetheless, documentation is always expected, because once you see a child, um, once I see a child, I had to do a note. So some settings are easier than others, or flows better than others, but nonetheless, that's documentation, that's time that are unpaid. So that can be a con for some people. Well, that's a con in general, because we would all love to get paid for documentation, but it's just one of those things that just doesn't happen. Okay, so that was number four. And number five, no, that was one, two, three, four, five. Billing, which is also part of documentation in a way, but I put it separate because it's for different reasons. Billing. So if you have a contract with a big company or if you are credentialed with health insurance, you have to do billing, and that's time aside to do so. Now, if you accept cash, you don't have to do billing. You may have to do invoices. Well, yeah, you have to do invoices, but it's not as tedious. It'll probably take less time because once you create one invoice, you can also use that same sample, just change the name or whatever, and then send it to your client. Um, but billing billing in terms of insurance and or contracting with a city agency or state agency takes time, and because of that, that can be a con as well. And I said seven, but I'm counting six. One, two, three, four, five, six. I count wrong. I counted it wrong. Okay. The last one is burnout. I put that there, but I just put it as a bonus because really it's not a con, but it can be a con. And I say that because the reason I say that is because when you prepare in advance, at least for me, when I know what the expectation are, I do better, and I plan better. So therefore it's less stressful, and because of that I don't experience burnout. But if someone is starting anew and kind of like learning as they go, and not knowing what to expect next, and let's say the individual has more than they can handle in terms of clients as they're learning, then it it it's easy to experience burnout. Because if you're already in the field, let's say for example, if I work in the school already as an employee, and then I decide, I want to do independent, and I at a different school, and I already know the documentation. I already familiar and experienced with that population, so I already know what my treatment plans are because I've been doing them for so many years, or evaluation, whatever it is that I choose to do as an independent contractor. Of course, it's easier because I know what I'm doing and I'm familiar with the paperwork, the billing or the documentation, the progress report, the annual reports. I've done them already as an employee, so I know what to do. But as an independent contractor, there are things, expectations that would be different because I'm not doing it as an employee anymore. I have more expectations as of now. So therefore, there are certain things that would be new to me. I would need to learn to do, and it probably wouldn't be as much um, as as bad, not as bad, but as much. I wouldn't have as much to learn because I've already been in that field. So what I would need to probably learn is billing, and the documentation would be a bit different in terms of me accepting contracts and things like that. However, let's say you're starting a new in a it's the same field but a new population. Let's say for example, let's say I've had experience with school age at the schools, and then I decide I will do home care with early intervention 0 to 3. Now I'm in the same field of occupational therapy. However, I'm serving a whole different population age wise, and I'm dealing with a new company, and the paperwork is different. The billing is different. Although in my field, my treatment, I know what treatment to do. I've been doing it, but with the older children, I know with younger children what I need to address. I know all of that stuff in terms of treatment and evaluation because I'm a therapist. Even though I've been working with a different age group, I know what to do. So that part would be okay for me. However, the note taking on a new form, finding that new form, all of that stuff is would be new to me. So it would be a learning curve. So I would keep that in mind, knowing I want to start to do to go to a different um, company or agency, or to serve a different population somewhere totally new that I'm not used to. So what I would do is do all of my homework first, make sure I know what the expectations are, what the documentations expectations are, where are the forms, where do I get the forms and all that information, so that way I prepare myself, even get consultation if I need to know how to fill out certain forms and stuff like that, or how to use the system to do billing if that's not provided for and I need to learn on my own. Then I would have to find someone to kind of coach me, so that way I don't I I would know, not by experience, but I would know a little bit because I got some training on what to do. So that way, once I start treating, then I can like automatically start billing and fill out my paperwork, do my documentation, because I've learned what to do. Of course, as I am doing it, I would learn on a different level through experience. However, it's good to get training in something that's a new to us, that we've never done before, just so that we are like prepared. We are we are ready. We are setting ourselves for success, and that will, I find that, to help with less burnout. So those were the six cons in healthcare as an independent provider that I came to share with you today. I hope those tips are helpful. Let me know in the comment section. And if you have any tips that I missed, that I didn't share, please put them in the comment section. If you have question, concerns, also put them in the comment section. And thank you for watching the whole video. And I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so when I post the next video. Okay, I sometimes go live, so I would either do one or the other, but nonetheless I will see you in the next video, and you have a good one. Okay, bye bye.